Mark Dilley, we're into the off season here. We're talking all about this brand new Avenue Auto Parts super late model division. I mean, it's the social media has been a buzz with it. It's all anyone can talk about, and I've finally got you cornered here in your house. I want to know all about 2016. It seems as though there's been a buzz about the super late models becoming a part of Sunset's regular program for 3 years now. I mean, it's been going around, and it felt like we were close to making it happen a couple of years ago. Why now? Why in 2016 are the super late models sort of coming on in a relatively full time basis at Sunset?
Well, I think the biggest thing is uh, you know, when we look at it structurally with where it's been and where it's going as far as on a number basis is the numbers have fallen off a bit. And again, I don't know, I don't have the answer of why that happened. I mean, I get different calls of why it was happening or what was happening, and and that happens in racing. Racing typically goes in 5 to 7 year cycles. And that's in every class. It'll climb, and then it starts to fall off, and then you try and do something new, and it changes. And I just think that at this time that outlaw super late model racing needs a little bit of a change, and to try and change it up, and like I've said before, Dave and I just didn't see eye to eye on the way he's going to do it to the way I want to do it, and that's really where the Avenue Auto Parts Super Late Model Series started, and it's been very good.
Now, from what I understand, from looking at the rules that Sunset's going to be governing their rides by, there's no reason that a team owner couldn't have a car in weekly competition at Sunset and go out and tour as they please. Is that correct?
100%. I mean that right now we came off a meeting yesterday. The only change out of the rule book of what the OSCAR has sanctioned out, or what you want to call it, the outlaw rules that exist, is we changed the weight a little bit on the cars, and everybody had agreed on that. But my goal is that if somebody races at Sunset on one day, the next weekend they can haul that car to Peterborough Speedway, Salvo Speedway, Flamborough, Delaware, wherever it is, and not have to change anything. Don't know how that'll work with the weight thing, if they change theirs or not, but I told everyone yesterday, if they were to make some huge change outside of weight, whatever it would be, we would obviously, our rules will follow them, so the guys do not have to change their cars to go run an OSCAR event or go run whatever. That's not what this is about. It's about growing super late model racing, and I believe that this will work. This is, I think the more cars we can get out racing, the more cars will go to different events, all events, whatever the case may be.
Now, I think one of the most exciting parts about this brand new relationship for both the drivers, the teams, and the track is the introduction of a brand new title sponsor. And it seemed as though that happened really quickly. Tell me a little bit about how Avenue came on board, and why they were so interested in being a part of this new venture.
Well, I mean, I've been friends with John at Avenue for a long time, and it's a good fit for what he's doing. John has seen super late model races. He's watched me race them before in the States, and watched different things that I've done. He's been with me a long time, and it's a fit for his company. They're structured out of basically our main areas, being Bradford, Barrie, Newmarket, Orangeville, Toronto. They have all the way along the line there. They're a big auto parts dealer to all different things, to GM dealerships, to the local auto repair shops. So it was fitting for him. He liked it, and I mean, I had 3 or 4 different companies in mind that I was in, and John was actually the first one. It took exactly, I would say, 2 minutes to do it. It was a logo I had done up. It was yes, and then order my chicken Caesar salad. That's about how fast it went, and it was great. And I mean, for John to come on board, and I know what he's like. He's going to get pumped up and excited, and there'll be a lot of hype around for it. He's the kind of guy, when he does his night, he fires 500 T-shirts into the crowd. Like he gets into things, and they do a great job at Avenue, and always have. And I'm really excited for the guys. It'll open a lot of different doors. It's very similar to our APC company.
Well, now it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, where we got a title sponsor, and the next thing that I think the racers are a big fan of is both the points fund and the relatively easy to work with schedule, because those are the 2 biggest questions we got. I know my phone was blowing up. I'm sure yours was too when this news first hit social media a month ago that we were doing this. So tell me a little bit about the schedule and the year-end points fund, because I know that the guys all the teams are fired up about this.
Yeah, really the schedule hasn't changed that much from when we ran super late models over the years. Basically, we're going to start the Hoosier Spring Velocity in May. Then I believe June 4th we have one event. July 16th we'll have an event. August 20th we'll have an event, and then close up at the Fall Velocity. And that's very similar to what we've done in the past. You know, unfortunately, we couldn't get everything paired up to run with the modifieds and the Hurricanes, and you know, that was just didn't work out as far as whatever the case may be on that. But you know, the reality is all those classes have done a great job for Sunset Speedway over the year. This has nothing to do with the performance that was on the track as far as one-on-one racing and side-by-side racing, and in any of the classes they've all done a great job. It was just structured to do it where we thought we wanted to be and how to grow it. So, you know, as far as the races go, I don't think we're gonna butt heads at any of the racetracks. I mean, I'm not, you know, willing to. I think that's just stupid for anybody to do, and you know, we'd obviously make changes if somebody says, oh well, we have to have this date. I have a date I can change around, but realistically, you know, we're tentative on it, but pretty well locked in. There might be one date that changes just on my own personal schedule, but I think, and I told everybody that yesterday, but we'll know that well before Christmas, and so by Christmas time everything will be locked down 100%. Points fund wise, yeah, it's a great points fund. It's a $9,000 points fund for 5 races, which is, I think, good. I mean, you know, it's something that they're racing for in that. The purses are basically going to be $14,200 purses. On those, I have a $12,200 purse. This is on 20 cars, so it's not an inflated number at 30 cars. I did everything off 20, off a realistic number. So the purse will be higher if we get 24 or 26. But I thought, you know what, let's worry about getting 20, then we can worry about that from there. But and then we'll have a presenting sponsor on each race for $2,000, which will go right in. I made 2 phone calls. I got 2 presenting sponsors already, so I'm pretty confident I can get the other 3 races done, and that takes to a $14,200 purse, which is good to start with. I mean, all racers, me included, think we should all race for more money, and I do agree, as long as you can get the money to do it. But I think that's a real good start, and you know, they know what they're racing for, and I'm happy. I'm excited about it.
I took a look at the rules that you handed out at the meeting. It's pretty straightforward. You get things incredibly simple. Might be one of the smallest, shortest rule books we've had at Sunset in a long time, and it just seems like something to help get every one of these teams on an even playing field.
Yeah, really. I mean, I talked to a lot of people that race them, that run series is down south and they kind of go off of standardized weight rule to motor rule, and that's basically what we went with. And I think that from everything that I heard feedback wise at the meeting, and I mean, I didn't say I said this is what they do, why don't we do this, and it was, everyone said yes, that's what we want to do, this is what we've, so that's what we went to with the one weight with the belt motor and then one weight with the crate motor, and it makes teching easy. Takes a lot of complications out of the thing. It's who can get the best combination and build the motor. That, you know, anybody can build a lot of horsepower, but if it's spinning the tires, you know, the races are going to be 75 laps long. That isn't going to work very well for 75 laps. So it's who can manage it, and that's really, you know, that's really its own referee. Is I mean, you can build 800 horsepower, but I can guarantee you by lap 30 she'll be on the rims. There won't be any tire left, and you'll be sideways and slow it up about 2 seconds. So really, it referees itself as far as that goes.
Speaking of the tires, it's something that's going to be a little bit easier on the teams, that they'll be housed at the Speedway. Teams can sort of stop by it almost like a one-stop shop. When you're at the track, you can pick your tires up when you're there.
Yeah, the Speedway will house tires, and you know, that whether it's more convenient for the guys or whatever it is, but yeah, we'll definitely have tires on site for sure.
Now, switching the format up from what we've seen in super late model racing on Ontario for the last little while, gone are the heat races. Now all of a sudden it's time trials on a 75-lap feature. Is this going to change the way that some of these super late model shows play out as opposed to the way they have in the past?
I don't really know. I mean, the heat race stuff. The biggest problem with heat races is, and I know, you know, what we have going for us is we have a lot of races that'll run with them that night. We have, you know, on our different classes and that. So the biggest problem with heat races now is they cost a lot of money to run. They really do. It's cheaper to run 75 laps straight than it is to run two 10-lap heat races and a 50-lap heat race, tire-wise, everything else, and the race to be better. It's not so much the tires get wore out in the 20 lap, it's the heat cycles that you're putting the tires through. So I believe that it should make the racing stronger from lap 50 to 75 because of the tire wear and everything else that's in play with it. So I think they need to have, when these guys get flying and get on a green flag run, they eat up time pretty fast. So I think, it's managing the race car better, it's managing the driver better. The driver now, at lap 30, he doesn't have to bite his lower lip and send it 4 wide and try and tear the fence down to get up there. I mean, you still got 45 laps to go. I mean, you can pace yourself a little bit better.
And if we're going to have the depth of talent in the field that Sunset's known to draw, these guys are going to want a few extra laps to be able to go to work and see how these cars change over the course of a 75-lap A main. Running out of chairs at the meeting is always a good thing. We ran out of room yesterday. We had a lot of people there and some pretty familiar faces. Are you comfortable expressing dropping some names that have shown some interest in this division?
I guess I can start with my own teammate, which surprised me more than anybody. But Carey's bought a car, Mick, so he'll be exciting. I mean, he won't be able to run every event, but he can run, I believe, three out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5. So he'll be exciting. Obviously, Jeff Hanley, we know. Brandon Watson, Dwayne Baker, Ian Bork. There was JR was there, Roy was there, Gary. There was a lot of guys there, and I know people, but there's a lot of Paul House is a guy I believe going to run, and Sean. There's a lot of good hardcore racers there. Not that there hasn't always been. I mean, let's be honest. But it's it's gone through its cycle. So let's see what happens now. And I believe. I came out of yesterday very confident, and I can sit here and say that I believe super late model racing will gain momentum for everybody. And I don't just say the Avenue Auto Parts Series, I'm saying it'll cross the board. So I believe Oscar will gain, I believe everybody will gain. Once people get the cars back out and start racing, I believe that they're not just going to run 5 races at Sunset, they're going to run at Peterborough, at Flamborough, at Solwall. But whether they run them all, I don't know that, but they will pick and choose and go to some. And that's just, all that does is help the racing all around.
And there's an aura around this. There's a level of excitement that you can feel like this is something that we can build on for years to come. I mean, this doesn't feel like it's just going to be a 1-year operation.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, I didn't know what to expect yesterday, to be honest. And I left there everybody was very polite. No matter, if they didn't agree with something, they asked me. It was fine. Like, there was no argument, there was no fight. And I left there with a very, very confident and feeling very excited myself. More for, my excitement is, I love Super Late Model Racing, I love racing in general, but I sit here and I think, okay, I know the fans of Sunset Speedway are going to see some shows that are going to blow their minds. I know that. You can see who's in that building and how many people are talking and what's going on. So that excites me for the fans. For the racers, I'm very excited that, whether it's like I said, change sometimes it doesn't be the smallest change, but change just sets the mind, resets your thinking mode, resets everything, and that you could see that there was guys excited that you haven't seen excited in a long time to go racing and to get their cars out and get ready, and that to me excites me, and mainly for the fans. I mean, the fans are going to be the ultimate ones that decide on what races at any racetrack. I mean, because without them we really don't have a racetrack. So it was interesting. It was very interesting, and there's a lot of it, and it's only going to. The growth pattern is no doubt. Is Mark Dilley going to run a touring series? No. Mark Dilley is not running a touring series. Not interested in running a touring series. Right now, it's about building a structure for what we think is the best thing at Sunset Speedway. And when I say that, I talk on behalf of the whole management owner team of Sunset. And what we, I know it will build more cars at other tracks and other events, and the racing, it'll just bring it all along. So
I know when it comes to promotions, you're always thinking 2-3 steps ahead. I mean, I know that the off season has really just started, but Motorsports Expo is coming up in March, and Sunset's always had such a noticeable presence at that show. Is there a good chance that the Sunset Super Late Models, the Avenue Auto Parts Super Late Models, will somehow factor into the Sunset display at the Motorsports Expo?
Oh yeah, 100%. We're gonna come out, there. I already took another booth. I already had. I don't even know. I think I got 3 booths already. One for drifting, one for one for the school, one for Sunset. So we're gonna come out with. We'll definitely showcase what we're coming with this year and have the different variety of cars there from drifting cars to super late models to trucks and 2-seater trucks and we're going to give everyone, there'll be something for everybody to look at no matter what kind of racing you like.
Well, I can tell that 2016 is going to be a big year. I mean, we got the APC United Late Model Series coming back. We have the brand new Avenue Auto Parts Super Late Models. We have the best limited late model division in the country. I mean, the numbers that Taylor Holdaway put up this year were incredible, and to see him come back this year, that's going to be a big deal. The best super stock rookie crop that we've had in a long time. A lot of reasons to get excited. Super late models are just one of them. Thank you so much for the time, and I guess we'll see you at the Motorsports Expo in March.
Thanks very much, Spencer.
There you have, folks. Mark Dilley, Sunset Speedway. We're all excited about the brand new Avenue Auto Parts Super Late Model Division coming in 2016.